Hello guys, today I will be reviewing Hung Up Zombie. He's sitting here with his boyfriend. They're gay guys, they're gay. That's stupid, that's not even funny, that's just stupid. I'm a review video on him. I posted one on him if you're interested. It should be the previous video on the channel, right before him. So yeah, I'm just gonna have him to I'm him here to compare, because I feel like they're very similar. They fill a similar niche, but which one's better? Shoot, I guess that's a little bit of a little side quest. But yeah, I'm gonna get into the review first with that demo. I'm gonna take the stupid crap off of him. Alright, so hopefully after that demonstration, you guys can see, get a good idea of him. Before I get into the review, though, I want to make some quick notes. First of all, the rope thing is a little bit annoying. I wish it also came with a hook, unless it did at one point and mine came off, because there is like a split right here. That would make me think maybe there was a hook at one point. That would be really convenient though, because as you can see, he's kind of twisting, which I'll fix in a second. Another note is that, hold on, I don't know if this was just the one mine came with, but his cord is not long enough. It's about 8 feet long, maybe? And it's not, I don't know, I feel like something like this needs a longer cord. Like, if you look at Headbanger Zombies, look how long his cord is. Which one is this? It's stupid long. It's like 15 feet long. But his is not quite as long. So, minor gripe. It's not going to affect the review. I just want to note that. So, yeah. Anyways, speaking of, let's get into the review. For motion, let's get into it. You guys saw his motion. He twists at the neck and he twists at the hip. Pretty simple, but I think it does its job. The only issue that I have with the motion, which I might talk about it later, is that it kind of tangles up his clothing a little bit and it makes him look pretty flat. Because he's got a build to him, he's got a form to him, which is nice. He's got the foam underneath, just like how this guy has. But there is a gap in between these two sections because it's his body, his head, and his legs is the kind of section, or what's left of him is the sections it's split up into. And it's divided right here. Right here, yeah. Or I guess it's two segments, two body segments, his legs and his head. It's divided right here, and right here the rope kind of twists around it, and it makes it kind of thin. So I guess I would include that in motion, because I don't know where else. Maybe appearance, but I'm going to include it here because that's the motion causing it. So his motion is pretty simple. Like I mentioned similarly for Headbanger Zombies, it could be a little bit more violent, but I think it does its job. I don't really... I don't know what to give him here, because his motion... Hang on, real quick. This is really annoying. The knot way up, and suddenly he's behaving. Anyways, his motion, it gets its job done. I'm not sure what to give him, to be completely honest. You have to give me a second to think. An 8 out of 10 for his motion. It's very solid. I would agree that it's better than Headbanger. So my two things are, I don't like that. That is a little bit annoying. It's not very noticeable, but if you're looking at it, it's kind of obvious. And I would love to see some mouth movement on this guy. His head is hard plastic, which I'll talk about in a minute, but mouth movement would really sell this character, I think. And that would make him like fully complete, in my opinion. So I'm gonna give him an 8 out of 10 for motion. Yeah. Next category is, of course, let me check my notes here. Sorry, these are kind of hard to follow. Okay, appearance. Appearance-wise, I do actually like him. I think the contrast between the gray jeans and the blue jeans and the gray shirt looks good. I think his shirt looks good. I do dig the amount of blood on him. That looks very nice. A little bit more with his face that I'll talk about now. Some of it I'll save for the quality section. I wish he had a little bit more of these gashes, and I wish they were a little bit deeper because they're not really deep. They're almost flush with his face, as you can see. So his face isn't super memorable. It's a pretty typical zombie face. It's nothing like this guy's face, who I think has a fantastic sculpt. I think he looks awesome. This guy's very generic. I do love how long his hair is, though. I think that's cool because a lot of zombies don't have long hair. This guy has, I guess, kind of long hair, but he doesn't have very much hair. This guy has a lot of hair. It's the same kind of hair, which is kind of neat. They have the same hair. I don't know if they're like brothers or I don't know what, but they have the same hair, so that's kind of neat. Yeah, so his appearance isn't anything too special. I do dig the rope. I think the rope looks really cool. I think that the clothes look pretty nice. These white buttons are a little bit unsightly. I wish they would have gone for gray or black buttons. But, you know, honestly, he does look pretty good. So for his appearance, I'm probably going to give him a 9 out of 10. Again, the minor complaints about the face not really being standout, but there's no actual issues with the face. It's just uninspired. Everything else about him is pretty nice though. So yeah, 9 out of 10 for appearance. I think is a pretty fair score for this guy. Next, we would talk about quality. So quality, um, it is pretty good, honestly. I don't really have that many complaints to make about it. He doesn't have that issue, like I said, with a lot of spirit props where they have really terrible quality clothes. His are a little bit thicker. They're not the best. They're not as good as his. He's got these nice thick, like almost burlap thickness clothes. He's got these kind of like just regular thin clothes. My only issue with his clothes are the pants are the same material, which can kind of tell, and it doesn't look great. So if they have had pants that were thicker than his shirt, and his shirt was a little bit thicker, I would really dig that with quality. But that's just a little bit pain, a little bit of a pain. Also with quality is just the rope thing is a little bit annoying. I feel like they could have streamlined that more, in my opinion. But I think that it's good because it gives some freedom. I think this rope is perfectly fine. There's no issues with it. What else? Shoot, his face. His face is hard plastic, which is fine because it means it'll last a really long time. But it also has the issue where it doesn't look as cool. His face does not look as cool, and I'm going to include this in quality rather than appearance because it's more centered on quality. I think the actual mold for the face is not bad, but I just don't really like. I don't feel like he has as much of a as much characterization as the zombies that have the latex faces like him. So for his quality, it's really not all that bad. I'll probably give him a 7 out of 10. Next category we have sound. Now his sound, I do really like his zombie groans that he does. They're very guttural and throaty, like he's choking on blood, which is cool. His audio quality isn't the best, but it's not as bad as his. Um, so, you know, it's not the best audio quality, and the loop is a little bit short. So his sound is it's pretty good. I wouldn't say it's amazing, but it's pretty good. So I'd give it a B. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. And for his last category is aesthetics. So aesthetics on this guy, I don't know how I feel about this one. This guy has a very clear vibe going. Ignore the hat and the tie, but he has a very clear vision. He is a little bit more uninspired. He kind of reminds me of a Walking Dead zombie, not in a good way, just kind of generic, you know. Um, and he's a good background prop. I do think the ropes add a lot. Having the ropes there look pretty cool. If he was just hanging by the neck, I don't think he would be nearly as cool. Um, Unless he did something like Chin Up Zombie. That thing is hanging by the neck, no other ropes, and looks sick. But yeah, anyways. He's a little boring. Again, he doesn't have a super unique face. It's okay, it's a decent face. But he doesn't have a major selling point, I don't think. Um, I do like that though. The tatteredness on the clothes, on the arms and legs looks pretty cool, and just the tears on the tears in general, and the blood. So I think his aesthetics are good, but they're not great. They could be a lot better. So for that, I'm gonna give him a 7 out of 10. So decent scores. So after evaluating my footage, he gets a 40 out of 50, which is a good score. It's a B minus. Unfortunately for Mr. Hung Up Zombie, Headbanger got a higher score, which means he's better. What did he get though? I don't know, you have to go watch that video. Oh my gosh. Anyways, all jokes aside, how much would you pay? How much should you pay for this guy, and is he worth a price? So this guy, he seems to be fairly common. He's a little bit more recent than Headbanger, so he's not all that rare. Um, he's not terribly common, but he's not very uncommon either. I would say he typically sells anywhere between 200 to 275. I paid 210 for mine. So I think 210 for what I paid for. I think below 225 and under is definitely a fair price. I think above that, again, it's up to personal preference, but I think that if you're have a role that needs to be filled by this character, he does a good job. Um so that's my review. I think that he's pretty cool. These guys are going to be alongside each other. They're not gonna have the stupid hats on, or ties. But actually, I might keep the tie on them. The ties look kind of good. I'm not gonna lie. The ties are a little bit fire. Anyways, yeah. So, that's the review, man. I mean, thank you for watching. I have a lot of other videos. If you liked this one, similar to this, that are funnier. I'm still trying to get back to making YouTube videos. So this one probably wasn't very funny at all, but some of mine are pretty funny. So I think. Anyways, yeah, he's pretty cool, and I would recommend him because he's cool. Heck yeah, guys. Okay, thank you for watching, and goodbye. Have a nice day or night.